are amazing. $50 extra in your bank account, amazing. A campfire smoke, amazing. Mosh pit, amazing. Slow dancing with someone you love, amazing. These poets are simply amazing.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube. I'm Joe Atticus Inch, and welcome to this week's edition of Poet Love. Now, before we get into this week's poet, this past weekend in Spokane, Washington was the Individual World Poetry Slam Championship, where for the first time, at least in my knowledge, there has been a tie. So congratulations to Ed Mabry, my poetry papa. I'll talk more about Ed when his name comes out of the shoebox, but this is his third win for iWebs. And for Zero, who I am not familiar with, but apparently has been on the scene for quite some time now, compared to, as I've noted on Facebook post. And congratulations, I will hopefully come across your work. And now let's cue the Rockwell, because it's a local poet spotlight.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yes, we talk again about another wonderful poet of my city of Columbus, Ohio. And if you remember earlier back in one of my earlier episodes, around episode 28, we talked about Jason Brazwell. Now we talk about his better half, Kim Brazwell. What to say about Kim? Biography out of the way. Local poet, represented Columbus on various teams for Writer's Block, Righting Wrongs, represented us at the Women of the World Poetry Slam for Righting Wrongs. Mother, college employee, just all around wonderful woman. I first met Kim, I first heard Kim, Rust Belt 2008. She and Jason were both hosting About, and it wasn't until about a year later, excuse me, been a long week. Wasn't about till a year later where both of them started coming back out to poetry shows, and I remembered when I talked about Jason, just the roller coaster of a mind that Jason has. And Kim is just another extension. She does these poems. You just wonder, how do you come up with something like that? And I wish I could give you actual names, but looking through my collections and looking through YouTube, I could not find any recorded evidence, and I don't own any printed evidence Kim's work, so I don't have any titles. I don't have a website to give. But I mean, it's just like, and when you think about her poems, it's got to be so hard to title her poems. I mean, I know there's titles, but I mean, when we talk about Kim's poems, it's usually like stuff like, there's the horse poem, there's the yoga poem, there's eyebrows. That's the only one that I think I can remember the title for. Eyebrows, and they're just so fucking funny. Kim is a mind that you just can't comprehend. And the fact that, I mean, I've been so lucky. I mentioned this, I think, with Jason in his episode, but I mean, just to know her, is just to see this twisted form of poetry is just so wonderful. And it was one of the reasons I love being here in Columbus, because the fact that, with their families, that Jason and Kim don't tour, they really don't come out any much anymore. I mean, once in a blue moon, you'll see both of them or one of them. It's just, I feel so privileged to be here in Columbus and to know people like the Brazwells, to know Kim and know Jason. I know this episode is mostly focused on Kim, but I have to keep going back to Jason too, because they work off each other so well. They are perfect for each other. I mean, just the mindsets, the humor. I mean, I remember one of my here's a little glimpse into a little story to show you truly into the glimpse of the craziness that is Kim Brazwell. We did an encyclopedia show here in Columbus. We've only done one. I wish we would do more, but we've only done one so far. And the if you don't know, the encyclopedia show is a show that various cities do around the country sometimes, where they pick a topic and then they have a, poets do poems based around that topic. Our topic when we did our encyclopedia show were villains. And, and the encyclopedia show is really funny because you'll have people who dress up and all that to definitely get into the poem. So it's really like kind of like a variety show to an extent. What villain did Kim dress up as? Ike Turner. Yeah. With a rock band Guitar Hero guitar and all. She was dressed as Ike Turner, and she was just, oh my gosh. I really wish there was a way people not in this area could better discover Kim, but like I said, I could not find. I mean, I guess if you can dig, you have more time and you can dig deeper, you might find something. But thank you, Kim, for the crazy. Thank you for the crazy. And on that note, get back here in the magic shoebox. Try out. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Joe Atticus Inch, reminding you to keep your pens moving, live long and prosper. I'll see you next week on Poet Love.